TDC Studios here in the heart of Toronto, Canada, this is the Disability Den, and I'm your host, Curtis Bulatovich. Today on the show, we have Emily Dimmell, who is a parent of 4 children with disabilities, and she's also a tireless advocate for persons with disabilities. All this and more after the commercial break.
Hey guys, I'm Greg Westlake, captain of the Canadian National Sledge Hockey Team, here to talk to you real quickly about Bring Back the Game by TaylorMade and Adidas, brought to you by Todd Kierstad. Listen, everybody, whether you're in school, whatever sport you're playing, you want a teacher that has passion, somebody that shows up, looks you in the eye, and wants to make you better. Todd's that guy. In the US, 1 out of every 6 golfers gives it up due to some sort of mental or physical impairment. We think that's ridiculous. Todd's going to fix that number, and he's going to make it skyrocket. I'm missing both my feet. I saw today somebody that had a stroke, people that had mental difficulties. Todd worked with them all individually, gave them the perfect care that they needed, and made them better. I fully support this program. If he's doing an event near you, please come out, get on the course, let's bring back the game.
Life has a way of throwing you curveballs. Sometimes you're lucky enough to see it coming. Other times it just hauls off and hits you in the face without warning. When my second child was born and turned out to be special needs, that was a curveball that neither my first wife nor I saw coming. However, it's not the fact that life saw fit to hit us with this challenge that matters. It's the daily struggle to adapt and overcome that makes us who we are. Being both a blended family and one with a special needs child definitely makes some days a real challenge to navigate successfully. It takes a full measure of teamwork from everyone involved to make the family work. Most days, we don't have it all together, but together, we have it all.
Today from Aurora, Ontario, we have the wonderful Emily Dimmell. Emily, welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Why you got into advocacy? What are you doing now? Give us a little bit of information about that, please.
Okay. Hi, Curtis. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Well, as you said, I've got 4 kids. 2 of them have special needs. My one son has autism, ADHD, ODD, and anxiety. And then my other son is undiagnosed but presenting on the spectrum and also has a speech delay. So it's been a long road of getting the support that we need. I got into advocating for autism mostly because of our, experience with it, but also coming through. I used to work in the field supporting children on the spectrum, and then I became a parent, and it's a completely different ballgame. And I found that I struggled to find the resources and people who just kind of knew what they were doing or who could help me and all that stuff, so I started doing it myself.
Well, so I have a few questions, supplementary questions for you. So, what is it like from being a professional in the field to now being a parent struggling to find resources? What has it been like seeing the lack of resources, and what is the lack of resources in Aurora? Or I can imagine there probably is a real limit to the services offered. So can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, well, it surprises me how long the wait lists are in Ontario, not just Aurora, but the wait lists for services are ridiculous. And I find that it's hard for a lot of families to afford a lot of the services that are available too, because yes, there is government funding, but it's not so easy to get. So far, we've been denied funding.
Wow.
So we are like paying for everything out of pocket, which is it's very, very expensive. So we're still working on getting our government funding approved. And my son was on a wait list for 2 years, which in the grand scheme doesn't seem that long. For a lot of people have waited many, many, many years. We were on the list for 2 years for ABA services, and we just recently got off the list and bumped up to the first in line, but it's still a slow run getting everything in order.
And you're someone who has inside experience from working within the sector, so wow.
Yeah, well, it's completely different being a parent as opposed to the professional because, as someone working in the field, you're paid to stick out your guns, to wait it out, and you're paid to be there. So
definitely.
You're doing it. You're not gonna give in. You're not gonna walk away. That's your job. That's your expertise, and that's what you're paid to do. As a parent, I've got the knowledge, I've got the skills, but I also have the emotional attachment.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah, so it's tricky because I try to pull in some of my learned skills and abilities to help support my children, but at the same time, I'm still mommy.
Of course,
so I still have to, I go by their cues, and I try to still, it's hard. It's hard.
And
The line blurs.
Be considered a borderline conflict of interest.
yeah, for sure.
Wow. So,
yeah.
Would you tell us a little bit, what exactly did you do within the disability sector when you were working with persons with disabilities prior to having your kids?
I've worked in disability sort of the world forever. I am a sister of someone with multiple diagnosis as well. So I grew up in the system of disability services. So I started working as a respite service provider at 16 years old.
Wow.
So I started at 16 doing that, and I would, I went from respite to summer camp support to kind of all over the place, and then I ended up supporting. I was practicing the Sunrise program.
Oh, wow.
Supporting children, and then I moved. So I used to live in Windsor. I'm from the Windsor, Essex area.
Nice.
I moved up here and started supporting individuals in the group home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
kind of funny how life does a full circle for you.
So, what a full circle, definitely. What an unexpected journey. And for having 4 kids, 2 kids with disabilities, you really, 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 are pretty awesome, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
So, I have a few more questions for you. So, tell us a little bit about your kids. We've talked a lot about the disabilities, but let's talk about your kids' skills, your kids' talents, all of that.
Yeah, for
a lot
sure.
of viewers at home really want to hear this. Yeah.
So my oldest is Mason. He's 10. He knows his way around technology.
Nice.
Way better than like an IT specialist.
Wow. You must be very proud. Wow.
Yeah. He's a math genius. He's an artist.
Wow.
He's a funny guy. Yeah. So he's the one that we've waited for services for. So he's 10, and then Madison, she is 8. And she's a force to be reckoned with, that one. She's
nice.
Very creative and energetic, and she's very forward with people, and she's got a great little personality about her. Manning is 7, and he's a funny guy. He was born prematurely, so we went through a lot of a lot of heartbreak in the first while, but you wouldn't, like, if you saw him now, you wouldn't even know that he struggled so much in the beginning.
That must have been so tough.
He's very strong-minded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then there's Mia, who's 5, and she is, she rules the roost.
Nice.
I guess because she's the youngest, she's sort of the boss with the kids.
Wow.
They all look up to her because she's got great leadership skills. That one.
That is, being the youngest and having those leadership skills, that is a very rare trait. You have awesome kids. You must be so proud, Emily.
Yeah, they are. They're all really great.
Wow. So that's amazing. So, in an ideal world, what would the services your kids are receiving look like?
In an ideal world, I think that there should be more access to services. The services that are here are good. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just they're so hard to get, and they're so hard for families to find out about. I end up, I've done some public speaking and stuff on children's mental health.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm also a big advocate for that.
Yeah. Wow.
And I just find that all these things it's so taboo for people, which I think is so crazy.
It's so
like,
true.
it's almost 2017 and nobody wants to talk about anything. No one wants to admit that their children require services or require external help.
I agree.
A lot of parents tend to blame themselves, and they think that their parenting is to blame and whatever.
And
So I end up talking to families and kind of sharing the resources that are around, and I've actually gotten people in touch with the right people for diagnosis and all that stuff, because it's easy to get lost in the world.
So can you expand with us a little bit more about the direct work that you're doing in your advocacy? Because it seems like you're doing a lot of phenomenal work, Emily. I don't know how you find time in your schedule to do this. I'm inspired.
I don't know how I do either, to be honest. I don't sleep much, because I also work.
Oh my God! Honestly, you have the title. You're super mom. You are super mom.
Yeah. So I'm the crazy lady who also has ADHD. So that probably explains why I don't stop.
Wow.
With all of my adventures. But yeah, so I basically I support people through social media. A lot of people will reach out to me through email, texting, whatever, and I put them in touch with the right professionals in our area.
Nice.
Because I think they're not, they should be easier to find, the professionals that can help, but they're not. And we've gone through, we've bounced around quite a bit to try to find the right people to help our family.
Definitely.
And along the way, I've made really good connections with all of those professionals. So now I help get people in touch with them, and I explain the system and kind of the wait times, and I try to encourage them through support as well. Like I'll bring over a bottle of wine if you need a friend. That kind of stuff.
Can we just clone you? You're amazing. I think we need to clone you. I think every community needs an Emily Dimmell. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, seriously, I think.
I don't know if every community could handle an Emily Dimmell.
Oh no, every community needs an Emily Dimmell. But so before we go, I just wanted to know for the viewers at home, many of them who probably are from your region.
Yeah.
How can we get in contact with you if for those who maybe might need some more information? How would we get in contact with you?
Yeah, you know what? You can share my Facebook.
Beautiful. Okay, so we'll share your Facebook, and you're live on Facebook Live, and so I've tagged you actually in the post, so people will be able to connect with you on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. Yeah. So I guess that's your main avenue right now for contact.
Yeah, that's probably the best way. So that because I have two emails. I have a work email and I have a personal email, and my personal email has about 6,000 unread
Oh
messages.
dear, oh no, I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Yeah, so Facebook is probably the easiest way.
Sounds good.
Where I won't lose the messages.
Sounds good. Okay, so for viewers at home, if you want to get in contact with Emily Dimmell, her Facebook information is right on the bottom of the screen here. And so thank you so much for being on the show. Pleasure chatting with you, and keep up the amazing work. You're phenomenal. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me. Sorry I couldn't come into the studio today.
Oh, hey, no worries. It was such a pleasure talking with you. You're very busy. You're much busier than I am.
Yeah, I've got children coming home from school soon, so.
Oh my heavens. Well, it was such a pleasure talking with you. We will have more of the Disability Den after the break.
Having my grandkids over is the highlight of my day. But it isn't all hugs and cookies. I also get to help raise them and teach good habits. I call it Grandma's Training Program. Whether it's safety in the backyard, no, or staying clean, don't forget to use soap, or monitoring video game use. And I don't just mean limiting the amount they play. We all spend more and more time on these little devices, and it can be really bad on our spine. Not long ago, I had neck surgery, and it was during my physical therapy that another patient introduced me to the ab collar. I used the ab collar during my recovery to remind me to have good posture during my daily exercises. And now it's an important part of Grandma's Training Program. The ab collar is lightweight, portable, and easy to put on. But best of all, it serves as a great training tool to teach the boys how they're supposed to sit while playing their video games. And now I hardly ever have to remind them at all. I want to help my grandsons grow up healthy and strong and make good decisions. And the ab collar is helping me do that.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Curtis Bulatovich, your host, and we had the wonderful Emily Dimmell on the show today. Thank you so much to her for being on the show. She's definitely an inspiration. Thank you so much, all you Facebook Live viewers. I see there's quite a few of you on the show today, so it's a pleasure having you on the show. I hope I didn't look too shabby. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the idea of having an Autism Mothers Club show here on the Disability Network. I know there's a lot of autism moms out there, and what a cool talk show there could be on the channel. So if you want to be part of a show like that, get in contact with me, get in contact with the Disability channel. I'll give you the information a little bit later. We would love to have you on. Also, for those of you who don't know, I'm really involved with the Ontario Autism Coalition, which is a group of people across Ontario that are fighting for services for children, youth, and adults on the autism spectrum. I got involved about 9 months ago on the ABA campaigns. The government of Ontario cut funding dramatically to children with autism. So my role was really getting a lot of youth together in solidarity, youth with autism in solidarity with the parents who are fighting for their children. And since then, I mean, we've definitely made some significant progress, and our youth chapter are doing great things with respect to getting more youth employment opportunities, getting opportunities to have their voices heard on provincial panels, different youth support groups. We've done some phenomenal work. So for anyone who wants to be involved with the Autism Coalition, definitely feel free to get involved. I can also provide you the information for that. I also really wanted to thank everyone again so much for being tuned to this on Facebook Live as well. For those who are watching from home on Roku TV with a free subscription, as well as Comcast in the United States. Pleasure having everyone viewing in from America, and I hope I didn't go too regional here, but Canada's a great place. Hopefully everyone watching from the US will maybe come and visit one day because it's awesome out here. So if you need to get in contact with us, I encourage you to take a peek at our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. We also are on Twitter. Our feed is at TD Channel, not to be mistaken with Toronto Dominion. As well, if you have any comments or feedback, feel free to post it on the Facebook Live post below the video, or you can do that on our Facebook via a private message. It's been a pleasure having everyone on. Great show. Thank you.